We are almost at present day. We're about to enter the new year on this week here. So we have a last bit of the holidays with the New Year's Eve and then New Year's Day on this week. And then we'll be scotch free and on the home stretch to catching up to present day. So pretty happy. So another short week. We'll get straight into it. Very clean signatures on today's price action. Very clean for a Monday. So we had a SMT with ES taking this high here. C2 reversal on this Friday can lead to a Monday C3 expansion. So very nice signatures to allow for a Monday to be rather large range in comparison to how Monday sometimes trade, which is consolidating, maybe gearing up to form the low of the week. Just it's a hard time sometimes to trade Mondays. But with signatures like this, you can really step into price action with some confidence. So yep, let's get into the 4 hour. Hopefully, you can't hear the band practice that is going down. Um, I don't know, dude. There's people that are very close to my condo, and they are practicing, which they do almost every night. It is so loud in the city. Can't wait to leave. Anyways, nonetheless, who cares? So we had a SMT plus the PSP to form this 1800 to start the expansion. So as you can see, bullish candle. SMT plus PSP put in 1800 starts the expansion downwards. Strength switch at 2 a.m. NQ fails to manipulate at that same time. So as we get some downward expansion at 2 a.m. to hit this draw into IRL here, we get a strength switch. And then we fail to manipulate this low as we continue through, close through, and then put in another strength switch at 9 a.m., which we'll see on the 1 hour. So super clean signatures. And then this is annotation is for the 1 hour, so we'll just go ahead and step into that. So YM, which was the once higher in the range, so as you can see, put in the SMT higher on the day. As you come into this 4 hour, boom. So the leading asset turned lagging. Well, it's lagging asset distribution. So as it's hasn't traded into this level, so you can see it's the farthest one away from here. This is this level. Obviously, ES has already traded into it as well, but we're more so focusing on this relationship as the leading asset. And then the leading turns lagging, new phase of price in this consolidation leg as it meets this objective. I mean, it's just these sequences are just so clear to see as it hits new phase of price. I mean, this is not even that in general. It's just anytime you hit an external or internal level, some relevant level in the market, you expect some new phase of price. But it's just so clean pairing this then with this as the lagging asset distribution. And then now you have a new draw liquidity for this asset, which has not hit it yet, to play catch up with its two friends. So very clean. So this is that 9 a.m. strength switch I was talking about. The leading asset into this draw has now turned into a new phase of price, and then also put in a higher high SMT with a bullish PSP for that strength switch confirmation, which is nice for this as it puts in the lower low and the bearish PSP to signal it is now the leading asset to this draw to play catch up. Super clean. This qualifies it as a strength switch and a signal to trade the lagging asset distribution. You would further qualify this by now filtering down to the 5 minute to see that expansion away from that level. So as you get the strength switch, PSP plus ASMT on this higher time frame, you can see it visually here. Sorry, I had to take a brief pause. I almost thought I was going to start coughing. As you see, we're going up, immediate disrespect, Mr. Disrespect. So we have the 930 candle met with immediate V-shaped recovery. We have that first order block getting put in, and 10 a.m. is just opening, so I don't necessarily think I would take this, but you get it as 10 a.m. forms. A lot of times when you form this as the candle opens, you'll just get a straight rip down, but I always like to see that kind of like intra-candle change in the state of delivery. So you'll see that breakdown SMT into this 5 minute gap, candles respecting, and then it gets a small SysD here. Well, not a SysD because a change in state of direction has already occurred, but a continuation order block that you can then, being it's just barely closing over, market entry here, protected stop loss there, and then just trade it. I mean, you could trade it all the way down, or just a static 2R. A lot of times I like to static 2R, but this in itself is very clean. Is that a short? I don't know if I just clicked long or short. We'll see quickly. Nope. Click long. So, oh my jeez. Very nice 4-hour trade. Super clean. And that gets hit within a little over 2 hours. And it's so clean. No way y'all didn't just hear that yelling. They almost do like a, what is that, whooping? What is it? It's like a torping, where it's like, whoo! Dude, it's like the expel bad energy or something. They do it. And it's quite loud. Anyways, I don't know why I got on that rant. It's just they started torping. Boom. You tap into it. I mean, these signatures are just so clean. Tap into this order block immediately. Disrespect. You get another one. You could even enter off of this one if you really wanted to. If you missed this, so clean here. Even if you created a limit there, boom. Super clean, and you get it. There's something I was gonna say. Oh yeah, it's just these sequences are just so clean. As soon as that draw is met and it plays catch up and it reaches that objective, look, just immediately goes off. Like, I know some people that like bottom tick this shit. That will enter like here expecting, especially like with a candle like this. Now there's some demons, but this is like an insane run. Some people will be like, okay, cool, there's a confirmation I need, especially when you break down this into the new 15-minute candle. So if you filter this down to 12:45, boom, off this you get the C2 reversal candle, a nice C2 expansion or C3 continuation candle closing over this wick top, to then you can trade back into internal. Well, there is no internal here. I guess just this like continuation order block, I guess you could take, but a lot of times people will trade that. All you're doing is just trading the retracement phase of price action, as long as a true reversal hasn't been put in. That's all really external range liquidity to trading. Internal is just trading that retracement phase of price. So pretty clean there. Clean even from this standpoint. I wouldn't take shit like that, but this downward expansion is very clean on today's price action. So we'll get into Tuesday next. All right, we are on to Wednesday. Completely skipped Tuesday. It was the most barcode price action I've ever seen. Well, not completely, but it was pretty bad PA. Tried to get some learning lessons from there. There was just nothing of importance to even annotate, so skipped it. Moved on to Wednesday. My draw from Tuesday remained and carried on to Wednesday. I was looking for this swing low into this gap to be our internal or external range liquidity. The draw on liquidity here, it got hit as soon as 1800 open on this Wednesday, so that turned into a failure to manipulate because it continued past. This hit it at 6 a.m. and it was left for 10 a.m. to take it, which brutal failure swing we'll see in the lower time frames. But it was just brutal. But this was a lagging asset distribution, which was on Monday as well of this week. So some clean price action on this holiday session, or holiday week rather. But let's go into the 4-hour. So we have 1800 immediately open low. As I say right here, I lied. Did I lie? Oh, that's why I'm tripping. I was like, I lied. So there we go. 1800 opens, immediately hits this ERL that was marked. So I turned that to a failure to manipulate. As you can see, we continue. We then have a two-stage continuation sequence. I would say reversal, but we're not reversing. We're just continuing. So you don't really. I do like to require on the higher time frame, like a 4-hour. I don't require two-stage. In a continuation sequence, maybe like a 15-minute if I'm trying to get on side with price. But here on the higher time frame, this is just super added confluence. That sounds like a dumb way they even say that, but just good signatures in price you want to see. So we have it getting hit at 6 a.m. here, boom. Price hits it, enters a new phase of price, kind of a bit of a consolidation candle. It's really just a C2 reversal, but just fails to manipulate. So turn your eyes to the one asset that has it. It's probably going to want to catch up with its friends. Look at this. Bro, look at that. That is an insane failure swing. That's what I was talking about earlier. But nonetheless, you can still target it for more than 2R. So if you held to that and got stopped out, that sucks. So we can just go ahead and open up here on ES, because this is what I was watching. So you had the two-stage SMT, a bit of some strength switching, as the asset that made the higher high is now putting in the lower high to signal a strength switch potentially, and then we push away from it with some displacement. So that's exactly what you want to see to validate these signatures. This was really clean on the if you're New York PM session and you really want this ERL to hit, because this is just like this, you got to get it back in blood. Like this is crazy, getting edged like this. So as it retraces, we don't form any two-stage sequences to act as a true reversal. This would just be an insane thing to reverse from anyways. So as that occurs, you get just a nice simple fractal model C2 closure out of this gap here. There's no divergences, no nothing, maybe some 15-minute such stuff, I didn't look, but clean C2 reversal into expansion candle, being that C1 hits the key level, C2 then opens up, takes the C1 candle high, and then reverse into expand. I think this is more so GXT stuff rather than like fractal model stuff. This is like his base stuff of reversal into expansion candles. So you can trade this as an expansion candle after if you're a New York PM session trader, but I'm focusing on the New York AM, so we'll get into that. So this is exactly the signatures you want to see in price. As we put in that two-stage up here, it immediately dumps, so very clean there. As you dump, price allows you to get back on side with a retracement, and then you get the order block there. So clean order block. I would have entered, well, I don't know where I would have entered because I didn't trade this day, but I would like to say that would have entered on this SMT very small. Well, there's not even a gap there. I was about to say, Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, it overlaps. But SMT here, downward expansion candle. It's a bit of a weird one because even if you enter here, not a bit of a weird one. What I'm saying, it's just a weird high to cover. Like I'd feel a little bit sketchy putting it on this SMT high here. But it really squeezes out some RR here. Like if you just target 2R, you get it rather quickly. You get a slight retracement. I think on the 3-minute there were some signatures. You could have took on this retracement there. This is gonna be there. No, actually, well, right there. I think the 5-minute was the cleanest. So you get the order box. See, you get like, oh yeah, you do get it. So even here, like this is a third one, and you're that close to the draw. This is pretty clean. You can just cover this high, and then, oh, this is not that clean. Oh, jeez. I wonder how many people took that and got edged out. Oh, man, that's brutal. That's brutal. Because that's like that's still not high probability, but the draw is right there. It's nice sequences. You're expanding. Opposing candles are getting disrespected, closing through them. You miss this entry. You're like, okay, let's see if we can get a retest of this order block. You do. You get a CSD again. It's the only thing I would say is it's not exactly too late in the candle, but it is 10:35. You're entering on the 10:40 candle, so 20 minutes left of this candle that's already expanded. So maybe that's the only thing you could say, but that's a brutal edge. But yeah, here's the C2 reversal into expansion candles seen. You come in, you don't even take this, no SMT, just a plain old take the high of the previous candle that tapped into the gap and just dump. The only continuation you get is here at 250 rather. You could take it if you want. Bit of a late entry as far as the New York session goes, but yeah. So that is my trade recap for this. What are we, Wednesday? Yeah, so tomorrow is the 1st, so it won't be there. We'll finish it off with this Friday and call it a wrap for this market series for New Year's price action. So yeah, this was a very beautiful Friday. I feel like God punished me, so y'all are welcome. I was hungover this day. I remember looking at it, waking up late, and being like, oh, I am such a bastard. This was just such a beautiful day. And then just waking up and seeing it hungover, just like, what did the charts print? Oh, and you're just like, why that was God punished me. So you're welcome. You're welcome for that. He was punished me for drinking. So beautiful reversal day profile here. You had an SMT fill into the daily gap. I just have this annotated already because this is just such a clean. I remember this next day is going to be nice bullish price action, but you can see as we have that Friday reversal I've talked about, if Friday reverses, it allows for Monday to be a nice continuation, and this signature is really really crucial and adds into that part as it is an SMT with a PSP. So very cool, very nice signature that will lead to Monday longs, but we're going to focus on this day. SMT fill into daily gap. Break it down. You get an open high from the 1800, so that's signature one of a bearish candle. Open high, we get a SMT into that gap as I showed on the daily time frame. The leading asset into the highs now turns lagging, or vice versa. The lagging asset to lows is now turning leading with this strength switch. So two-stage SMT, very, very clean on this 4 hour. This is what I was talking about. And then 10 a.m. just dumps. Just very, very nice, very, very nice price action. So that is the signature you could trade, either or. This one obviously with the strength switch is the best, and that's the one you want to get on side with. So go into the hourly here. Trading reversal profiles is it's not easy per se, but it's just, you got to adjust your targets. Like, it's just because it has a long wick and maybe you focus, if you're a continuation trader, then hey, that's your bread and butter, then do it. But reversal profiles, just backtest them because they're not that hard. You just have to target like London lows, daily open. If there's a clean like London low made, then that's the easiest target, especially when like price just kind of like chops up like this. You get that signature SMT to validate it. It's so easy to run through this LORLR, low. Jesus, that string of words is gonna kill me. Low resistance liquidity run. Some MMXM concepts, or maybe it's ICT. I don't know. I learned it from MXX. It's getting late, folks. I'm trying my best. Long day, packing up the life, moving out of this place. So it's been a lot of. I'm still getting in it. I'm still in the charts. Motherfucker. Anyways, so if you have that LR put in, then London lows are pretty simple. But nothing really past daily open you want to target. So just adjust your targets, and if you get signatures like this, I mean, it's free. It's super free, especially as you just kind of chop up, establishing no low. Like, you really think this is going to be the low day? This candle right here is going to be the low day. Now, if it went like this, boom, then that would make sense that we have a high resistance liquidity run, HRLR. But when price just opens and even leaves like a little gap here, yeah, this is so clean to target. London, even Asia lows, if there's like swings, that's just only what I depicted earlier for this daily open makes a lot of sense because it just opens leaving gaps, just straight expansion all the way up. But if you get some Asia chop, put in swing lows, London chop, put in swing lows, you can target London, then Asia, then maybe even all the way down the daily open. Nonetheless, that was so much for just trading reversal profiles. My fault. But as you see, strength switch at 10 a.m., small opposing run. You can break that down to the 5 minute. What you see here is just so clean. You get the SMT with ES here, small little reversal candle for the C2, 5 minute here with the SMT. Get an immediate just displacement. Like, this is exactly what you want to see. As I've said before, validating that strength switch is just immediate displacement, like gaps, retracement, gaps, like more gaps. Like, this is so clean. So to daily open, like, look at the signatures in price. Like, when I say these are obviously not my concepts, but I'm just reiterating them from mentors that I've learned from. But like, look at these concepts, bro. Look at them directly in play. Like, price comes on a fucking heave. I don't even know what the word I was gonna say, but just comes in for brutal expansion. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Let's go ahead and end this recap soon, because I can't even say what I'm trying to say here. It's just running. Motherfucking price is going. This shit is dumping, is what I'm saying. As soon as it hits daily open, annotated by this dotted line here, boop, pull back, shkadunk, and reverses again. Not reverses, but just continues in the same direction after this retracement. So just super clean signatures like that you can see just validated like every day. Like, reversal profiles, trading into daily open, boom, it's hit, comes back down. I don't know. Just a good example of that, to where to set and adjust your targets. But super clean, super cool. You can even target like London low right here for, is that That's probably in itself 2R. Oh, I'm so dumb. This shit's already up. Like this little, yeah, like even like little London lows. Like look at just all these little like. This is so easy to take out. Nonetheless, clean Friday. Wish I would have traded it. I didn't. I was hungover like a bastard. So whatever, it happens. Yeah. So that ends this New Year's Eve. Well, New Year's just week expansion. We are slowly catching up to the new the current price action. I can't believe how dumb I'm talking right now. It's just late. I still got stuff to do. I'm about to go take a bunch of stuff and dump it in a trash can, trying to pack up the whole condo. Get the fuck up out of Hawaii. Go back to the mainland. Anyway, you don't need to know my life. Okay. Peace. Market review over. Dummies.